Good evening, Demon Phil Comics and More, New Jersey. And we're getting ready for our interview of the evening. So let me make sure everything's working properly back here. Getting everything set up. If you're in the audience and you can see and hear me, please let me know. And also, if we can go ahead and get this shared out, get as many people in here as possible. And we're going to have some fun with this. Let's see. Making sure everything's set up on my end. And I see a couple of people in here, but nobody's posted yet. Hopefully y'all can see and hear me. I know I had an issue on last night's closing. I don't know what happened with that. I know we've got storms that are off and on around the area, so maybe that was part of the deal. I don't know what happened. Or just the streaming gods just didn't care for me at that particular moment. You never know. Give this about another minute. Go ahead and make sure we're getting this shared out and everything in here. And it looks like we've still got some more people coming in here. So again, if you're in here and you can see and hear me, if you'll let me know, I'd certainly appreciate that. Tom, welcome to the show. Tom, I actually tagged you, I believe, in the post. In fact, I know I did for tonight. So you knew it was 8:30 and then the unscripted afterwards, because it was like a double whammy post that I did on there. But thank you for being here. But yeah, I made sure you were tagged on that. All right, let me go ahead and remove the banner here, and we shall get started. All right, Demon Phil, Comics and More, New Jersey, and got a great interview for you tonight. We've had so many great interviews and everything. Why stop here? Just go ahead and keep the tempo going. And this one is definitely going to do that. I've been looking forward to this one for quite some time. So first off, let's go ahead and start by thanking our sponsors for the show. So we got Sub-Zero Mission, which, as everyone knows, is a very important one to me because they actually save lives in their area by going out and giving the tools necessary to go ahead and survive the winter that's out there. Totally Rad Comics, which is got Totally Rad Life of Violet #3 currently on Kickstarter and doing a great job. If you haven't jumped on that one, you need to. Third Empire Banner, which has got Mojo Rising. Mojo Rising should be hitting, I believe, sometime next week is what we're shooting for. So get your mojo on, because get ready for it. It's coming. Codex Entertainment. Codex Entertainment. Actually, Lewis is in here. Thank you, Lewis, for being here. And Scott. So Lewis has got Lily the Demoness #4, which comes out in 3 days. 3 days on Kickstarter. Definitely be looking for that one. It's got a lot of new stuff in there, which looks great. 183 Degree Studio, which is Kara Nicole and Alfred Trujillo. They just finished with Confessions of a Cosplay Diva. They've got some more that they're going to be working on, but right now they're working on fulfillment, and they got a lot to do with that. So we'll be seeing them some other things. We have Pantsless Pizza, which that's my girl right up there. And if you don't know enough about Pantsless Pizza, stay tuned. More reveals coming up. And finally, and normally I leave Pantsless Pizza for last, but tonight I did something a little bit different because I have Comic Art Groupie, which has been a great sponsor of ours on the show. And I left that one last because Wendy Steen Shaner is actually my guest tonight. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring out Wendy.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Wendy, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Phil.
Hey, absolutely. Anytime. Now, for those that are out here watching right now, we're going to be watching later and everything, that don't know who you are, if you'll go ahead and say who you are, what you do, and where to find you.
My name is Wendy Steen Shaner. I have the Comic Art Groupie is kind of our company name. And I do Naughty Fairy Stripper Assassins. We are on book 4, which is happening now on Kickstarter, and it's doing great. You can find us on Facebook, which is, I believe it's Faeries Assassin, and on Twitter and Instagram, it's Comic Art Groupie.
Very good. And I've actually got these links attached on the feeds as well. So if you want to go ahead and click directly on there, I already have them on each of the feeds on Facebook and YouTube, making it easier for you. So to start off on this, you have a unique style of your drawing and all. So I wanted to ask the question of, what comics kind of influenced your unique style that you have?
You know what? I have always been into video gaming. And so for me, I enjoyed the comics, and I felt that the 3D art really captured the 3D gaming aspect that I really enjoy. So for me, merging those two things together seemed like a very natural way to do my comic series, because I was doing all the work on it.
And it works because it's very interesting, because you'll see the cover and you automatically think, you look inside and it's going to be totally different, because a lot of times with your cover is, going to be different on the inside,
Right.
but your sequentials actually follow through with what's on the outside, which is very interesting, because it's a very immersing effect in the comics, is what I enjoy whenever I'm reading it.
Well, thank you.
It's very different. I like that.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to put together.
Now we're going to go ahead and delve right into the meat of this, which is Naughty Stripper Fairy Assassins. So you're on number 4.
We're on number 4.
1 through 3 have already been done, which are great. And if you don't have them, you need to get those. Trust me. But number 4 is going on right now. How long of a series are you planning on doing with the Naughty Fairy Stripper Assassins?
Well, this was set up as an ongoing series. So I didn't really have anything like a finite end, because I wanted it just to continue. But I do have 6 books planned for this first run. And then I want to do some trades or some sort of a collective work, and then continue the story. And maybe at that point I can change it up a little bit. So right now I'm looking at 6 books for sure, and then continuing on. I'm just having too much fun with it, so I'm not ready to stop. I have so many things that I want to do with the characters, and as they grow and develop and change, because some pretty awesome stuff is going to happen in book 4 that is kind of change the way the story is going to go. So I'm looking forward to sharing that out with everybody, but I really have to be careful, because there's not much I can say without spoiling like the book. So that part I can't share. But there are strippers, there are fairies, there are assassins, and they're naughty. So that's about as much as I can say from that standpoint.
I am perfectly fine with that, because I backed it, of course, so I can't wait to get mine. So I'd rather not have it completely spoiled on that as well.
Yeah, and like even just in the Kickstarter, when I was putting in like sample pages, I had to be really careful about which ones I put in. So that part was like, oh no, I can't put that page in, because that's too much to give away. And hi, so that was too much. And hi, so I had to like really limit the pages that I could put in, but I also wanted to show off, the style of the comic pages and how the art is inside.
And it does. It works. Like I said, it works very well with what you've got. You've got a lot going on with this. You launched the Kickstarter and it ran. I mean, it ran fast too. You were at close to 11,000 or a little over 11,000 within 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, that was just when I went to bed. The first 24 hours, it was over 12, I think, by the first 24 hours. And then within 48, we were up to 14 something. We've got 204 backers, it looks like. So I am so happy, because it just has killed all the records that we've had previously. The fastest funding, we funded in 4 minutes. We had the most backers. I mean, because the online Comic-Con that we had in January, that was 171 backers, and we're at 204, and we're, just getting into 36 hours here. So I'm super happy to have so many people who decided to jump in and enjoy that. So I'm excited that they want to check out the series.
Exactly. And you had the I'm trying to think of exactly how it was worded. It was the early bird deal on there that was for the first 24, 48 hours. What was it?
Yeah, the first 24 hours we did mock-ups. So anybody who backed in that first 24 hours got one of the mock-up books, because as printers, or as we do, I should say, when I do my books, I like to get the mock-ups. So they're basically just the cover of the book to see, you know, they're kind of our test books. So what do the colors look like? Did it print correctly? And then inside I have some blank pages. And I thought, you know, I have so many of these because I had regular covers, I had holofoil covers, and I had some metal covers made up because we had some covers jeweled this time around, which was super exciting. So I wanted to do something special for the backers because I ended up getting 2 of each because I didn't know what we were going to do. Are we going to do some foiled, some not? Are we going to jewel some? Are we not? So I wanted to have a variety to choose from because Shannon, who's the princess jeweler, she's the one who did the jeweling for me. And she's fantastic. She did such a beautiful job. So I ended up with all of these extra mock-up books. And I said, you know what? These are perfect for remarks, for marker remarks at cons and stuff. So once everything opens up, not only do you have a Naughty Fairy cover of, you know, maybe your favorite piece, but you've got something that you can take to the artists and have them draw in, which makes it just more special. So I'm always about making sure that my fans and the backers feel that they're loved and appreciated. And this is just one of the things that I do to do that. And every Kickstarter, I do something different. And this one, I couldn't pass up on all of the mock-up books because they are just so beautiful and people are just going to lose it because, you know, we've got metal covers that are jeweled that are mock-up books that are going to be part of the giveaway. So that's really awesome.
And Steph is over here busy commenting, so let me go ahead and bring this up real quick. So first off, he said, you know Wendy, she did all of them. And he also put on here, it's those gorgeous Ruben Rosas covers. Which,
oh my goodness.
That's
you guys have to see these. Like this one is one of the ones that I'm going to be releasing tonight after I get off the show. This was my kind of my big reveal because it's there, but it's not. So this particular cover, it's done with the magic glitter foil. And she actually, Ruben did such an amazing job. She actually, it's like 3D off of the page. And she turned out absolutely beautiful. So this is one of the test pieces that we did. So it's one of our mock-ups. So somebody's going to be getting this lucky mock-up. There's a couple of them. But this piece just, the way she pops off of the cover is just amazing. So yeah, Steph, she turned out really cool because we've got just the regular, and then we have this one, and then we have the one with the cherry blossoms too.
Oh yeah.
And so I was so excited that Ruben wanted to kind of take a chance with this because this is very different than his usual style. And when we talked about it, I said, you know what, dude, you just do what you want to do. If you want to experiment a little, have fun with it. And he came back with this and I cried. I was just it was so beautiful. It made me cry. So Ruben made me cry.
Now, I know you've got some amazing covers on there right now on the Kickstarter, which makes it very difficult to pick and choose, you know, what you want to get. I got mine, but I know you, just like I know most of the people that are in the audience and a lot of people that aren't, but I know how y'all think about all this with the crowdfunding. There's going to be more involved at the midway point. So I'm just kind of holding back going, maybe there's going to be something else coming out that I'm not aware of.
I think there is. There's a lot of really beautiful pieces, and I've got some. Yeah, it's really hard because I can't share yet. But there are some really cool things that are coming. I want to because I know where they're hiding back there behind me, and I just can't yet because I showed you the Ruben one, and that's all I can show right now.
Steph told me it's easy to figure out what I want to get. Just get the all Steph set. Boom.
There's an all Steph set. There's an all regular cover set. There's an all regular naughty cover set. There's an all holofoil, all metal, and then there's an everything, and that includes all of the special things that come out that you may not be able to get otherwise.
Now, do you have any other covers that you can show that are behind you that are currently on the Kickstarter that you won't get in trouble for?
Oh yeah, I have lots.
Okay.
I have lots. So I have, this is Lorenzo Sperlonga. He did this beautiful Wicked Heart cover set, a naughty and a nice version. And then we also have his jeweled cover, which is on metal. Look at this. It's so shiny. And there's, I believe there's 25 Swarovski crystals that were placed on here by Shannon, Princess Jewel. It turned out amazing. So shiny.
Wow.
It's so shiny. Yeah, Lorenzo's piece turned out fantastic. I have the Steph Wilson and Carrie Ann Theater set, both in a naughty and nice. I have this one. So this is the regular cover, and then the naughty set. And this was really an exciting adventure that we did, because we really worked hard to make sure that all the covers lined up really, really well. So you have both here, and they line up, and they turned out absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see. And these are available in the jeweled metal as well. So that's the nice set. And then I have the naughty set here. And I have jeweled covers of these. And these are awesome. It turned out so beautiful. And then in addition to those, Steph and I were talking about some different things that we could do. Sorry, I got to connect this back. And they're not staying connected. Steph and I sat down and we're trying to figure out another cover for the series that was kind of special and unique. And we threw around a couple ideas, and Steph came to me with the Asia cover, and that is this piece here, the Asia kind of homage cover. This piece has 85 jewels that were placed on the metal cover that is available. It turned out so beautiful. Steph and Carrie Ann just nailed these colors. So even, I mean, this is the metal cover, which is always, the color's a little different on the metals than it is on the holofoil and the regular cover. Because if you look at the regular cover, I mean, the colors are just, it just stands out so well and it's beautiful. So one of the things that I really liked about having the different options this time, by having the regular, the foil, and the metal, is each cover is kind of more unique and special because there are some little differences in it. And the reason I didn't offer necessarily everything in all three is because sometimes the colors didn't, it wasn't enhanced by having it in holofoil or in metal. So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna push something or sell something that isn't gonna be enhanced or made better by changing the format of the book. And that's the other reason that we opted for all the different versions of the book and having all the different mock-ups, was what's going to work and what's not, what looks good in foil, what looks good in metal. And so that was kind of our route. This is another one of my favorites. This was the Alex Kotkin and Ivan Nunez Frank Frazetta homage. And I just loved how this one turned out. So if you look here, it turned out so cool. And there's a naughty and a nice version of this one that's available. So you can see. Again, I have to have the green dots to make it Facebook friendly. We don't want Phil getting banned off of the airwaves because of Naughty Fairies invading. And then one of the newest covers that got released, I don't have the official mock-up for it yet, is the first wraparound cover for Naughty Fairies, and this was by Kara Nicole and Alfred Trujillo. So we've got this half, and then it opens, and you have the full kind of part of the story happening. And we're looking at getting a really cool holofoil made of this that is kind of top secret. It hasn't been released yet. So I shared it out, but I'm waiting for the mock-ups. And if it looks as cool as I think it's going to, it will definitely make it to the Kickstarter. So that's something that we want to look at. And Louis, you were number one. You are number one on the Naughty Fairies Kickstarter, and I thank you so much. I'm just going to refer to you as number one from now on. Let's see. David Harrigan did a really fun cosplay set. Let me get those. All right. So he did a Sailor Moon cosplay, and this particular mock-up is super special because it's not even the final cover. We had the kitty costume placed on the little dragon, on Little One. So this is not even the final one. So these are going to be super special because it's not the actual official cover that was done. So I have the regular cover, Sailor Moon cosplay, and then the Naughty, where she's transforming. She's like mid-transformation. She turned out really cute. David has been with the Naughty Fairies series since book one. He was one of the first artists I approached. Him and Alex have been with me from the beginning. Alex was not able to do the Art of Naughty Fairies or the swimsuit, but he was with me for book one and started and has continued with me. We just weren't able to work out our scheduling for the other two. And then this one is the Maven, more of David's traditional lines for her. So that is the cosplay set. So the anime, I see a question. The anime covers are available on the Kickstarter. If somebody can post the Kickstarter link, that would be awesome. And you can pick up the set. There's a set, and then because the Sailor Moon set that I have, those you can buy individually or as a set. And then I've got Maven, which is separate because she's not really the cosplayer. I was reading their comments there. I know, it gets silly. All right. CB. I have CB Zane's cover. CB has Scorpiana happening right now, and it's doing awesome. We have his cover, and we're doing a cross promotion. So if you back Naughty Fairies and Scorpiana, you get a free metal card for backing both projects. And then we also have, oh, David Harrigan. Larry, that was David Harrigan. Sorry. So CB did the bottoms up cover with Aislinn and Steampunk, and she turned out so cute. And there's a virgin cover of her. And then we've got the jeweled edition, which turned out really neat because you can see where all those little Swarovski crystals are. And this is on a hollow foil cover. So this one's not metal. And then I have, because I've got like 3 more to show. Is that okay? Do we have enough time? Sorry. All right. So I have, this is my cover set, and this was Aislinn. And this is the regular cover. This has kind of been our promo piece. And then I have her Naughty set. The pink was her Naughty. And I have Maven. This is her regular. And then her Naughty. We were playing with some different foils with her. And I wasn't really sold on any of them per se. I guess according to the group, Phil, your audio is not working.
Can y'all hear me now? No hearing me?
Thank you, Steph. Can you guys hear him?
All right, hang on. Can you hear me now? It is not going through for some reason. Okay, there we go. Scott said it's better. Can you hear me okay?
Okay, cool. So I have the last set of mock-ups here is Christina Haggerty's set. Oh, man. Hate these things. I have the daytime, the AM set of Maven and Little One. His little face is so cute. And then I have the Naughty. And we did do a hollow foil of this one on the Naughty. It turned out really pretty. It really picked up the colors a lot more than I had expected. It just really made it very reflective here. And you can see the jewels. And these jewel covers are just absolutely beautiful. And to photograph them was really difficult when I was talking with Shannon about how do you photograph these. It's hard to do because it has to deal with the way the absence of light and the way the light reflects, and it's just difficult to photograph. So I tried to videotape those so people could see them, and then showing them on the video. I think it shows. Maybe Ed, some naughty demons. That could be fun. Right now we got fairies. I'm not ready to let go of the fairies. We just released Sanju's cover set, and they turned out so beautiful. If you guys haven't seen those, they were gorgeous. Like, he sent them to me, and he was like, "Oh, I'll get the other ones to you in just a second." So there's a normal, like, regular cover, and then you have the risque, and you have a nude version. So that would be the Naughty. So we've got 3 from Sanju, and they turned out gorgeous.
Very cool. Now, the next thing I wanted to bring up is about your online con. Can you hear me?
The online con.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you had your online con at the beginning of the year, that was huge because that was prior to all of this going on.
Right.
And you did so well with it. It was 30 days worth of con. It was probably the most fun I've ever had at a con. In fact, I got to represent a little bit here.
That's awesome.
I keep it with me everywhere. So whenever you did that, how did you come up with that idea?
You know what? Somebody had asked me, like, when are you coming to the East Coast? When are you coming to the South? And I'm in California, I'm on the West Coast, and it's super expensive to travel. And I was like, how can I get my books to people how can I have that con type of experience to people on the East Coast and down South and in the Northeast and all over the place? I can't afford to travel unless we're guests. It's too expensive with travel expenses, hotel, flights, and then you've got your table fees and your food for the shows. I mean, I don't think the average attendee understands how much it costs for vendors to do these shows. It's super expensive. And so I was telling my husband, Bill, I'm just like, hey, what do you think of like con swag as a Kickstarter? Kind of, I was just doing it as like an in between this book and this book. I just wanted something to kind of fill it in while I was finishing. And he's like, oh, I think that would be fun. So I had talked to Steph, and Steph was like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing idea. I think this is fantastic. Let's do an exclusive swimsuit edition. And 34 covers later, we had we had the online comic experience, and we had so much fun with that. I mean, Jason Main, really, he was our guest relations guy, because anytime there was a problem, or anytime that somebody was having trouble getting logged in or backing or needed a link, man, Joshua was right there just supporting and like helping everybody out. So we had started teasing about guest relations, and that has carried over, and he's had a hoot with it, I think. But we had a great time with it.
Well, it was, and it was very cool, because whenever we got the programs at the end, that was amazing, because that was a part of all of us being a part of that con, because we even sent our pictures for the cons of past, and it made it look like we all just represented ourselves there.
That was, I think, the most fun out of the whole thing, was putting that together for everybody. I mean, I had fun putting together the map and the little bios that everybody sent from the artists, and because in the map, I put in different backers who had done, had been with me for a long time, or had, I don't know, tickled my fancy that day. And so they ended up in the program. Or it just, like, I want to make somebody's day, and when they see this, they're going to be really happy. So I added, like, there was, like, I think it was DeMichelle's communications, and because Bill works as he's a retired, like, communications guy working for telecommunications, so I put him in there. And then one of my backers was in a band, so I put his band name in the program, because he was telling me about his band one day. Just little things like that just connected with my backers and made them feel special, and it really meant a lot to me. So I really had fun when everybody was sending me pictures. I was like, oh my gosh, these are so great. And then, I had to get them all placed in there. And, I spent a lot of time really planning that out to make it look really good. And the response I got back from just that little program thing was huge, because people were like, you know what? When packages started arriving, it was when everything shut down. Like, I was sending things out just as the country was in lockdown, and people were getting packages and were just like, oh my God, you don't even know how much I needed this at this moment. Like, I was having such a hard time. We can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. And then your con box appeared, and there was so much stuff in it. I really felt like I was there. And going through the program, it brought back really great memories. Or the program, I showed my kids, and my kids were like, oh my God, that's so great. I remember that show. I remember meeting him, or whatever it was. And it just really, to me, that just kind of encompassed what I ultimately wanted to do, was to bring people together in a way that hadn't really been done before. And to, in the end, it really meant a lot more than just, I can't get to the other side of the country. here's a fun little thing we can do to play with, it really meant a lot more than that to a lot of people, because people were really struggling at the beginning of all this, and it brought them some happiness. So that's all that matters, is as long as I'm making people happy, then I'm good.
Well, I mean, it definitely did, because getting books is one thing. I mean, it's great, and everybody. I mean, we're collectors, so we understand that. But whenever you do something like that, and I open up my package from the mail, and the first thing that I pull out of there is the lanyard, it immediately transported me to, I just went to a con, so everything's fine. I'm good. So it was just that hole that's in your heart at the time. It actually gets filled at that moment, and that was great that you were able to do that.
Yeah, thank you. When I packaged everybody's box, I was very particular about the order it went into. So I did all of the packaging myself. And, I'd put the book in there, and I'd have the stretch goals, and then that con bag went on top of that, and then the badge went on top of that, because I wanted it to be opened in the order that it would be going to a convention. First, you get your badge, then you walk down, you get your con bag, and then you start picking up the little things along the way until you find the comic book that you're looking for. So a lot of thought went into it, and it may not seem like it. It may have seemed like unintentional, or just like, wow, that's kind of cool. But there was a lot of thought into that method of how the packaging was even done to make it more special.
Now, with everything that was going on with that, because you did have like the artist tables, even on you had a floor plan out there, so you could actually see where the tables were.
Yeah.
They were labeled, and then you go look at that label, and you can find the covers and the books you want and everything. It was great. So my question is, how were you able to get that much talent to go ahead and just jump on that as quickly as you put it together?
Well, you know what? I think, to be honest, it's the relationships that I've built over the past, years and years. I included the artists that were listed were artists that were on book 1 and book 2 and book 3. The artists that joined in for the swimsuit issue, everybody has been somebody I've had contact with, whether in social media, at conventions, and it really is that small community, the comic community, coming together and helping each other out. I mean, I can't be more thankful for, like April Raina. Oh man, I have to say like April Grady Raina, and then I can say it. If I take out the Grady, I can't. But she stepped up and she's like, hey, I'll do a cover for you. What do you want? Or you want some stretch goals? Yeah, I'll do some sketch covers. I mean, it was just so wonderful having people come together and being supportive. Because I'm just Wendy, and people were just like really, really coming together and helping. And so when I have an opportunity to help out somebody else, I do that.
I agree, Steph.
Really? I don't think anything of it. I don't know. I hear people like, oh, they're lagging on their covers or whatever. Really? I don't know. I don't have that experience, but it's still new. I mean, this is only the 4th in the series, and we did the art book and the swimsuit, so there's only been 6 books. But everybody I've worked with has just been incredible, and I just love each and every one of them. And they're so much a part of the Naughty Faeries family. I'm so thankful for my team. They're phenomenal.
So we've talked about the Naughty Stripper Fairy Assassins Kickstarter you got going. We've talked about your online con that you had at the beginning of the year. Now I want to shift gears and talk about, as much as we can possibly, about ClickCon, because now we're about to take what you did at the beginning of the year, and now you've got some help in Tom Hutchison and CB Zane.
Yeah.
All 3 of y'all putting this together and making this even bigger. I can't fathom how it's going to be bigger.
I think it's going to be Comic-Con on steroids. So you're taking my Comic-Con experience that was done at the beginning of the year. And Tom tells the story. We were sitting at Red Lobster, and he's like, what are you doing with this? And so we talked about it, and he's like, okay, well, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And I said, yeah, that would be cool. I don't, what do you think? So Tom and I like nearly hashed out the entire experience over Red Lobster. And, my husband's there and we were there with one of our friends, and we didn't stop talking to each other the entire time. I think everybody was just like, can we go home now? We're done. There's no more, Bay Biscuits here. They're all gone. They're closing. Can we go now? So, but no, Tom and I, well, I've known Tom a really long time, and we've been friends a long time. When I started my first Kickstarter, Tom was there, and I was asking him all sorts of questions, like, what about this? And how do you do this? And he was amazing and supportive. So it's super exciting going from being a fan of BDI for years and years to having my own series. And now, we did a cross promotion for book 3. I believe it was book 3, or it was for the swimsuit. We did a cross promotion, and I got to do Shahrazad as a character in the cross promotion. To now we're working together side by side as creators for the ClickCon. It's pretty awesome, and it's really special. But I think to be able to do this kind of collaborative project, you have to put the ego aside. You have to be willing to work together, and you have to think, okay, how is this best supporting the comic community? It's not about it's about helping each other. And I think everybody that I'm working with, whether it's ClickCon or the Kickstarters or any of the artists, are all of the same mindset of how do we help our community? How do we help each other? And that's what our cross promotions promote, and that's what ClickCon's going to do the same thing. So, but that's about all I can say, which is pretty much not a whole lot.
Yeah, because you've got a shush out there from Tom. So
yeah, no, I saw that, and I was like, yep, we'll just talk about Red Lobster. I'm staying out of trouble.
Hey, as long as I just want to ask one question: am I going to be able to get a new badge, from ClickCon? Because I'd love to have a new badge.
I don't even know if I can tell you anything. Like I don't think I can say much. If Tom wants to let any details about anything out, I'll let it be Tom, because I'm not going anywhere near any of it. I can't say anything.
No, Tom will tease. He'll give like a piece of the string, and then we'll find out later on that it actually goes to the lanyard that we get. So
yeah, you got to wait till July 1st. We're all going to be together on July 1st on the doghouse. We're going to be talking about it. And you'll have to wait, because all 3 of us will be together. So we'll all get like invisible kicks under the table when we've said too much.
That'll be an interesting show. I can't wait to be in the audience for that one. It's
going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited, because what's funny is, I'm in California, and CB and Tom are on the East Coast, and we're always like talking to each other on our chats. And I always feel bad because, and other people have said this, because Al said the same thing, you'll get a text from Wendy at like 3 a.m. Oh my God, she never sleeps. I'm like, yeah, but it's only midnight where I am. And I will reach out whenever I can think of it. And everybody's super patient with me, and I appreciate it.
Well, Steph never sleeps, so it's okay. We can contact him at anytime. I mean, if you want to call him up at 4 o'clock in the morning, Steph loves it because he never sleeps.
That's his favorite. He's talked to me many times at like 1 a.m. and 2 and 3, and yeah.
So that was for that Duke Boys comment, and yes, I did see it go through. So haha. He's messing with me about my accent, Wendy.
Oh, you have an accent?
Yeah, exactly. I don't notice.
I don't hear it.
Now, ClickCon, of course, is going to be coming up in September, correct?
That's in September, yes.
Okay. So,
but you have to wait till July 1st.
Yes.
On the doghouse.
Yes.
You have to join that thing. I don't know if Tom can post the link so people can join that, because I've been part of it for so long, I don't even know where the link is. Like, it just comes up now. It's so automatic. It's like, I don't have a link. So yeah, if we can get a link on there, because you guys have to check this out. This is going to be so awesome. It's so exciting, and I'm super excited for it. ClickCon is going to be the bomb.
Very cool. Definitely looking forward to that. And then with all the momentum you've already got going with this Kickstarter, are we going to be seeing any more from you to finish out the year, or is ClickCon going to be the last of?
No, we have ClickCon, and then Steph and I actually have a project that we're working on, super top secret, and we are super excited about that. We just clued Carrie in, so Carrie's on board now, because it was just him and I before, and so yeah, we have that coming up. I'm not sure exactly when. Maybe November is kind of what we're playing with. But yeah, we have a project that's just a Steph Wilson and Steen Shaner project with Carrie Ann.
Very cool. So
yeah,
circles.
There's going to be a lot of circles. It's not quite a Steph Con. Not really, but kind of. So Scott, you're close. No, we are not saying that, Russell. Oh, you're so naughty. Stop that.
I mean, I could boot him, but he'd just come back under a different name, I'm sure.
He would. He'd come back as Bob. See, so ask Steph. He knows nothing, so it's perfect. He's the perfect one to ask.
Very true.
Not so much me. I have a hard time with these things.
Now, we're going to go ahead and make a full circle back to your current crowdfunding that you've got going on.
Okay.
So you're doing very well with it. You've gone over your 200 backers. What are your next goals that you're supposed to be hitting on there that we can actually open up some more stuff?
Well, we've got, two actually have opened up when we hit, I should say, when we hit 14,000, we unlocked a stretch goal. It hasn't been posted yet because I'm waiting to make sure that people don't back out and then we have that mess. So I will probably, when I get off, I'll be able to post it because it looks like it's pretty solid right now. So I have a goal for 14 and then I have a goal for 14.5. So we're about $98 away from unlocking that stretch goal. So both of them will be probably hit, hopefully very, very soon. Hopefully tonight, and then that will be cool because we've unlocked 20, I think there's 22 now stretch goals that have been unlocked. And that's only in the first 36 hours. But we also set it up to where I only have like, hey, Jim, his ears were ringing.
Yeah.
Where we've got only 3 weeks left. We only have 21 days left of the project. I made it a little bit shorter because 30 days usually kills me. By the time I hit 30 days, I'm just so emotionally drained and exhausted. I can't do it anymore. So I made it a little shorter, more because to be honest, I have some shipping deadlines and some printing deadlines that I wanted to make sure I meet because I want to go out in August to go and pick up the books. So I have to make sure that the Kickstarter funded in time for the printing to be done and me pick it up before I have those other obligations that I have to meet. Hey, Rob.
Yeah, because you've consistently got different books that have come out too, because or different covers, should I say? Because you just had the David Harrigan, the Glitter Wing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I had the glitter. That was from book 1, the magical glitter foil cover. Oh, it is so beautiful. It turned out amazing. And then Steph and Carrie did the bubbles.
Yes.
Which was for the book. Was that book 1? I think that might have been for book 1. I think so. Yes. And then I've got the Fairy Odd Parents that David Harrigan did, which, oh my gosh, The Fairy Odd stripper set was just hysterical, and I loved it so much because if you know anything about Fairy Odd parents, Cosmo would turn into different things. Well, he turns into the stripper pole. And Wanda, who is the female fairy godparent, is cosplaying. She's the cosplayer. Maven is cosplaying as Wanda. And she's licking Cosmo. And his little expression and the little water droplets, and it was just fantastic. So I just enjoyed that tremendously. We've had a lot of fun with those like special sales. And I know like Buku Comics is in the works with a project that will be coming out with a Naughty Fairy book. And that one's going to be really fun. I think that's a Steph Wilson cover, and that's for a book 2. So it's going to be pretty awesome. And one of the things I wanted to add is Jim, his project, Totally Rad Life of Violet. I have a cover over there, cover set. In addition, we're also cross-promoting. So we have a cross-promotion going on between the Totally Rad Life of Violet and Naughty Fairy Stripper Assassins #4. So what's cool is if you back both of those projects, you get a freebie too. And we have a really cool trading card. It turned out darling. Alfred Lee drew that. So it turned out neat.
Yeah, it definitely looked great. I love that.
It's fantastic. Oh my goodness. Russell's getting pretty blue right now. I'm just like, oh my. Making me blush a little bit. And I write now, you know, I've got my comic series.
Now, Ed wants to know, how do you pick your artists that draw your covers?
You know what? I have been very fortunate because my first run of covers, I had Ryan Kincaid, I had David Harrigan, Alex Kotkin, I had, I did a cover, Christina Haggerty did a cover, and Anthony Helmer did a cover, and Tone Rodriguez did a cover with Nia Rufino. So that, I was very fortunate because Ryan and Tone and Nia, everybody who was part of that, including David, did it because they were just like, no, I want to help you out. You know, I want to pay it forward and do something awesome. And they helped. So based off of that, I just got lucky in my artists. I didn't really pick anybody. They kind of picked me and helped me. After that, I started looking at different artists. I wanted to give indie artists that were starting out kind of an opportunity and a platform to get their first covers. Because again, I was taking that pay it forward and help out our indie community and doing that. So for book 2, I had Bill Kurtz, who he has his comic series. He has Ani and a couple other books, and he's fun. He's such a great guy. And Monica Bauer, who I found, and Kylie Knight. And I was looking for Kylie to do colors for me because she actually was working with Don McTagg, who is a friend of mine. So that's kind of how it started. Was I started with my friends, kind of like friends and family first, and then started branching out beyond that. And Monica Bauer did a fantastic job, but she went into the world of 3D animation and graphics and doing video game stuff. So she hasn't had time, and she's been super busy with that. But I miss her stuff because she did the Naughty Dragon cover that was on sale. That it was very like Dragon's Lair-esque, and I just loved it. It was fun.
Very cool.
Yeah. Why are you teasing Ruben?
Oh, he's always teasing Ruben.
What, is Ruben here?
I don't think so. I haven't seen him.
Oh, be nice to Ruben stuff.
Now, this is your Etsy store, which has got a lot of your stuff on there for sale, which has even got the ones you were talking about earlier about the David Harrigan with the wing, the Steph Wilson with the bubbles, and then the other one, the homage we were talking about.
Fairy Odd Parents.
Yes, that
one.
The
Fairy Odd Stripper, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I have most of what's on the Etsy store are book 1 and 2, and some Art of Naughty Fairies. But book 3 and the swimsuit editions aren't listed there yet. just because I just have not had time to update them. I need to hire a human to input all of that stuff. Just I'm finished. Like book 4 is like almost done. Like I've got lettering to do. I've got some editing. It goes to the editor soon, so I know I'm going to be working on it some more. So I'm just trying to make sure that that's nice and tight and finished in the next 3 weeks. So when we go to print, I mean, that's important to me, is that the book is done and off to print before I get funded. It's at the printers, because I want to get these books to everybody as soon as possible, because that's just who I am and how important this is to me. Because the backers, without the backers, I wouldn't have my project and my book wouldn't get made. So I'm going to take care of all of those people who are taking care of me. So I haven't had time to update the Etsy store, but if there's something that you see that you want, you can reach out. Absolutely. And I have books under my pool table. My husband's like, when can we have our pool table back? I'm like, no, never, never. We've got lots of books to still sell. So I have lots of books, lots and lots of books. Yeah, you can find those at any of the other Kickstarter pages. It has all the books listed. And then if there's one you want, and we'll do that. But I probably won't do another live sale until after the Kickstarter is done, only because I don't want to have too much going on at one time. It's overwhelming, and I want to make sure that I don't make any mistakes.
Absolutely. Now, there's a question that I want to ask, because we're still talking about the crowdfunding and everything. Brian Polito keeps bringing up about, the secret sauce of crowdfunding, and whenever, you figure it out and you just keep growing off of that. There are a few people that have been able to find their secret sauce, and they're continually growing off of that. And you are one of those. So my question is, as advice to anyone else that's out here with their crowdfunding, what would you advise, your top advice for them on making sure they're successful in it?
They need to be kind to the people who are backing. You need to be kind to everyone, and kind to your artists, and kind to the people who are showing interest in your books. And if you're genuine and kind, it kind of happens for you. So I don't know if that really answers it, but I just think it's really important that above everything else is being genuine and kind, and supporting one another. If you have a cutthroat attitude, that comes across, and people aren't going to want to support you. But if you genuinely want to be kind and helpful to everybody else, then that's where that success comes from. I mean, that's just my personal thing. I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody out there who doesn't think I'm super nice, but I don't know. I really try to be super nice to everybody. It's just important. So I'll just keep rambling on about that. I think we need more kindness in the world. And if I can be an example to demonstrate how you are kind in the comic community, then that's my purpose and my role, and I'm okay with that.
And I can definitely vouch for you on that, because whenever you had the product in from the online con, and you had your entire house was pretty much transformed into a holding facility.
Yeah.
And you were taking pictures, a lot of people would be like, get this stuff out of my house. You were excited, and you would share everything that you kept posting, and you just kept posting over and over about how excited you were about that. That was great.
That's my favorite part of the whole process, is the packaging. It's like making little Christmas presents for everybody. I get to wrap them. And Mr. Steph teases me about how much tape I use, but I'm just like, I use tape. I don't know. But I really take the time to package each and every one. I do all of it by hand. I mean, I don't let my husband help. I don't let my son help. My daughter, she's moved out, so she doesn't get to come back and help. It's just me. And so it takes me a little bit longer, but then it's me. I'm the one who is responsible for the ultimate end result. And I take a lot of pride in that. And I get so upset when my books get damaged in the post office, because I'm like, I know how I wrapped that. So I don't know what the post office was playing football with the box for, but I know how I wrapped the box. I know how everything gets taken care of because it's important. And so my favorite is the wrapping part and making little Christmas presents. That's kind of what I consider them, little gifts.
Well, I gotta say, I am definitely looking forward to my next present with Naughty Stripper Fairy Assassins 4 because I've already got no, two covers locked in so far, and then we're gonna see what happens midway point because I know y'all have got stuff.
I'm so excited.
No, I mean I don't even know. I mean, so I know a lot of secrets about a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know nothing about this particular project. I just know how this group works with this. You know, you get going and you're like, this is great. I know what to expect. I've budgeted. I'm okay. And then you come up with something, and I'm like, and I'm going to rewrite the budget. I don't need to eat for that week.
Yeah. Well, the Sanju covers came out, a little bit sooner than I expected because it was one of my stretch goals was to unlock that cover, and it came so fast that it got unlocked probably a week or two sooner than I expected it to. So that was a surprise for me. It wasn't just for you guys. It surprised everybody. Even Sanju was like, really? Already? Because I said, oh, we haven't unlocked it yet. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Next text message like 10 minutes later. Okay, it's unlocked.
Yeah.
So it happened fast.
So I'm sure you had to rewrite your stretch goals a little bit to go ahead and compensate for how fast you got that. You couldn't go, okay, well, you're going to get 37 things for free, and we go on to the next stretch goal.
Yeah. I mean, I kept the initial stretch goals the same because that's just how I do my stretch goals. They're about $500 apart. We started at 3,000 and worked our way up. So we unlocked a lot of stuff at the beginning, and I was okay with that. I don't have a problem with having all those extra things. Yay, Joshua's here. So I don't mind that, but once we started hitting 10,000, I had to kind of adjust things, because we still have the challenge coin that's going to be coming out, at what point, that's a surprise. I don't want to say too much. We're still looking at some different designs. So backers are going to be voting on that soon. And that makes me happy. So we got lots of stuff. 37 hour break. Oh, that's funny. Okay. I can't read over here anymore. I have to stop because I get too distracted. It's like squirrel. Where are we?
And I apologize ahead of time because they're wired up as well, because with Unscripted coming up tonight, yeah, the panel that I'm going to have is probably going to be my final show. So
they're awesome. I love this group of people. This group of people, this community is what brings me sunshine every day and makes me so happy to be part of this community. So I love them all. I give them a hard time, but it's okay. They all know how much I care.
Yes, we all do. Definitely. And Joshua said he's having to get ready preparing for the next one. It's a strenuous process.
It is. And Joshua works hard. Like I said, he helped me so much. Like I would be just not available online, busy doing something at work or meetings or whatever. And somebody would have questions about how do you back this or how do you increase your pledge? And Joshua, he was just like, hey, this is how you do it. He was so supportive and awesome that, that's why he just kind of ended up being part of the whole process is, I just was so appreciative because he helped me a lot without even realizing it. And then his little side commentaries just were hysterical and cracked me up and ended up in the program because, I mean, if you read through that, you're just like, oh my gosh, what a show this was. Everybody had a lot of fun with it.
Now, the last thing I want to bring up about the project and everything is you're doing it again, where if you bring in somebody who is not a returning backer, we get a chance at going ahead and we're going to go ahead and get the membership again and everything is fine and all and get the print. But, it's like bragging rights now. It's not even a fact of we get something else in there. It's like, oh, yeah, this is mine. I've got this. So if you want to explain to everybody that doesn't know about it so they can know, and everybody will be watching this later.
Yeah, what we did for the last one was we had what was called the Virgin Gold membership. Is if you're a backer of the project and you bring in a new backer, you got a free print and a metal card with your name on it. And it was a special card only for those backers that brought in somebody. Well, we decided to do the same thing. And one of the things I decided is if you're already a gold member, you're going to automatically get one of those new metal cards and the new print. I thought it was important because, that's your membership. That's your golden ticket to, the campaign. So it's special. And so I decided to do that again. So if you back the project and you bring someone new in, now this is someone new. You can't bring if you brought in your pet last time, you can't bring the same pet in this time. It won't work. But if you're in the project and then you bring in, say, your best friend, you can bring your best friend in and it will count. You just have to let me know. And then, Joshua is one of our gold members.
Mm-hmm.
And so are you, Phil.
Yes, I am.
And so is Steph. I mean, I can count them on my two hands plus a couple toes. So we didn't have a whole lot, which means that those prints and things are super special and super exclusive because not everybody got them. And then also we have the giveaways. So we will be having a giveaway for those Fairy Day pledgers, those people that backed on the first day, who are not only getting one of the mock-up books, but they're also going to be in for one of the giveaways for the Steph Wilson Blue Asian metal cover with all the jewels. And then the next one is the holofoil version of Lorenzo Sperlonga is for one of them. Ruben Rojas is for one of the other covers. And I think it was a holofoil. I have to go back and check all of that. And then we had one more giveaway, and the last one was for the koi fish, the holofoil with the magical water.
Oh, nice.
So those are the 4 giveaways. And then I have some giveaways for people who have been watching tonight. We'll do a giveaway for one of the Steph Wilson Gold Holofoil mock-up books.
Ooh.
If you can tell me one of the artists who has been with Naughty Fairies since the very beginning, you can win this. Who is the first one? Who is one of the first artists who has been on every single one of the books in the series and the swimsuit and the somebody's paying attention.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, David Harrigan. He's been on everything. So okay, Steph, I will put this in there. I kind of feel like that was cheating though, just a little bit. Just Lorenzo was not. Lorenzo was only on book 3 and this one. Steph is not yet. Ed, he has not been. Not yet. All right, so this is Steph's cover.
Well, Steph just said give it to Scott.
Give it to Scott? Okay. I can do that. Scott, are you okay with that? I want to make sure he's okay with that.
I don't think he's going to have too much of a problem with it.
Well, he hasn't answered yet.
That's because he didn't win it before. He was over there crying in the corner. He was already upset.
Oh, no. All right, so Scott, you're okay with that? All right, awesome.
Yep.
Okay, I'll do another one. I'll think of a hard one. Let's see. What would be good? How about a CB cover? So for the CB cover, well, let's see. There is one other artist that has been on everything now. That has been on the series 1, 2, and 3, book 4, and the swimsuit issue, and the Art of Naughty Fairies. This is the only other human to have been on there. Who is it? Does anybody know?
I don't know. It got all kinds of quiet over there.
You guys all know this person. It's not CB Zane. CB Zane has not been on everything, just 2. It is not Haggerty, but that's a really good choice. She did not do the Art of Naughty Fairies. Oh, that's so sweet. Yes, it is me, but that's not who I was thinking of, but that counts, Ed. That counts, so I'll give it to Ed, but I will tell you who the other one is. If you guys can come up with it, I'll give you another one. How's that?
Oh, there you go.
I am one of them. Scott, it is Kara Nicole. Kara Nicole has been on all of them. In fact, on the Art of Naughty Fairies, her cover sold out on like 2 days. So that's when I had to find Steph. Actually, that's how I found Steph, is I was scrambling for another cover. So that's how that happened. Pretty crazy. That's how Steph came into the Naughty Fairy universe. So very cool. So Scott, you get another one. Let's see. Who would be good? I'll do the regular koi for that one. Does that sound good?
Which one is that?
So the koi is for Scott as well.
Okay.
You guys are awesome.
Who said yes?
You were an afterthought. Well, because Mr. Steph, we had not been friends yet. And I had been seeing your stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I really gotta ask. And I was really nervous about asking you to do a project for me. And you were so sweet and were like, I will absolutely do this for you. And then we stayed up talking about the baby deer that one night, and that was it.
Well, I could keep you on here all night, and we could definitely keep going through this and everything. I have had a blast having you on here. If you want to give us one last audible shout out on where we can find you, and I'll make sure and have those links on here as well.
Awesome. So you can find me at the Kickstarter for Naughty Fairy Stripper Assassins number 4. We are on Facebook at Faeries Assassins, and then on Twitter and on Instagram, Comic Art Groupie. And you can find this there, or you can find me on Facebook at Wendy Steen Shaner as well.
And above and beyond that, get on the project. If you're not backing it already, jump on there and get your pets and your neighbors and your garbage men and whoever else you can get on there, get them involved so that you can get on this gold membership, because it's fun.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for backing and supporting Naughty Fairies. I appreciate it. Thank you, Phil, for having me. If you won, go ahead and send me your address through Facebook. You can message me, or you can let me know if you just want to wait till the Kickstarter goes, and then I can send you your reward then too. So thank you guys so much for having me. Have a great show later on tonight. I know we've got to have dinner and I got to take care of my family, but I'll try to pop in when I can.
Excellent. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to having you back on again.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Phil.
All right. All right. So we had Wendy on here. We had a blast. We talked about the crowdfunding and the online cons, that one that she's already done and one that's coming up that we couldn't talk a lot about, which is fine. But we got a lot of information on there, which is great. And I always do a closing statement, and tonight's no different on that. What I'd like to do tonight is, she brought up on there about being nice to the fans, being nice to the people. Just go ahead and be nice in general. So it's not a huge thing on there that you have to really figure out how to take care of everybody. If you're nice, Nice gets nice, like gets like, respect gets respect. So be nice. And that's not just the comic industry. Again, that's everywhere that you go. So be as nice as possible. Again, get those pebbles thrown out there, get those ripples going. Maybe we can make a change in the world. I'm willing to if you are. So until next time. Oh, and by the way, them Duke boys. Yeah. So there you go, Steph. Them Duke boys better get off, my property or whatever you said for me to say. Y'all have a good one. Keep it united, y'all.